Hey, so you're applying for jobs and you're wondering, what are the trends and how can I be successful in 2025? So you're probably in the middle of job hunting right now and you're just trying to rely on, hey, what did you learn in college? College was really good about helping you earn credits, discover a discipline that you loved, and earn a degree. But I'd never heard of a student that took a class on how to get a job, how long was it going to take, how many job applications would I need to submit. So this is where we need to really match your expectations about what's happening in the job market. I advise students all the time, and one of the students just came to me. He's a student that graduated from the UCLA Computer Engineering Department, one of the top 10 departments of this nature in the country. And he said, I had to apply to 300 job announcements. I only got responses from 3. And the one that asked me for an interview, he was just like feeling blessed that he actually got the job. And so he feels like he's lucky because some of his colleagues did not get the job yet and they're still searching. So what was he doing wrong and what many students do wrong when they keep submitting job applications over and over and over and not getting responses? Here are the 3 tips that I really want to focus in on. The first one is develop a very professional LinkedIn profile that makes it really easy for the recruiters and hiring managers to take a 30-second peek into your background and understand why you're an attractive professional. Your resume is just black and white text typically, and it's not the multimedia construct that LinkedIn allows you to put forth about yourself. So you can put graphics, videos, links to your work, lots of different things. We have specific meetings with each of our students in which we evaluate their career profile. And if I evaluate them from a scale from 1 to 10, typically that are about a 2 or 3. So we tell them 10 tips in which they should improve their profile to make them highly sought after and representing themselves as a tech professional, not just a new student grad. So one example is turning on the featured section. It's not even turned on by default. And this lets you put in thumbnails, descriptions, links, videos about yourself. When you do this, it's really evidence that you are a professional and not somebody that's saying, hey, I've got a diploma and I've got a 3.7 grade point average. It really just speaks to the work that you've done. So ultimately with LinkedIn, you're trying to give employers a much easier way to learn something about you. They're going to spend about 30 seconds after they get their resume clicking through your LinkedIn profile to see if it's worth investing a 30-minute phone call with you. All right, tip number 2 is how to network. If you go onto your mobile phone and click to connect with somebody, it sends a blind connection. You can't even send a message. You really need to craft a message for every person that you connect with that says why you want to connect with them, because otherwise it's like reaching out with a handshake and keeping your mouth closed. And that's kind of strange, right? So I like to say something like, what are the commonalities between us? Who do we know that's in common? Maybe we went to the same school, maybe we live in the same city, and maybe they're doing work that you want to do. Now, the types of people that you want to connect with are people that work for organizations that you want to work with. So if you want to work for the United Nations, then look up who's doing IT or tech work or GIS work in the United Nations and connect with them. Another person to connect with is recruiters. Think about this. Recruiters think of anybody that connects with them as a commodity. And when they connect them to a job, they get paid. So don't worry about being a stranger to them. They will likely accept your connection because that's their career as well. I encourage all of our students to put in the About section a dabble of their personal interests. Because in the end of the day, it's people hiring people. And when I want to have somebody join my team and I look at their profile and I see, hey, they're into fly fishing or tennis. Hey, I'm into fly fishing and tennis. Wouldn't it be fun to work with somebody that has similar interests? So it can only help you if you put some of those interests on your About section. All right, the third tip is how to craft your applications for each job. I think it's better to be thinking about quality instead of quantity. You know, the student I just told you that submitted 300 job applications, maybe they weren't all the right fit for him. But if you think about researching each of the organizations and think of why you're a good match to them, put those particular items in your cover letter and be ready to be able to state those in an interview. One of the things that people don't know is that there's something called an ATS that recruiters and hiring managers use. ATS stands for Applicant Tracking System. So these days, there's around 300 average job submissions for each tech job. You've got to outcompete all those other 300, and the recruiters don't even want to look at all 300. So they use a filtering system with this ATS that only lets them view the applications that have the highest match of keywords. So if you're applying to a job, you really have to have the keywords in the job announcement on your resume that you're submitting. All right, I'd like to give you one extra bonus tip, and that's to use the LinkedIn multimedia capabilities to its fullest, and that's by adding a video. We call it a biographical video that's about yourself. Doesn't have to be long, doesn't have to be fully produced, as you can kind of tell from things like Reels and TikTok. Just hold out your camera and articulate what it is that you do. It's almost like an elevator pitch, but it has your personality in it. And when someone can not just read about you with black and white text on your profile, but they can hear you speak and see your passion and your warmness and what you're interested in, then that's even a better thing, because again, people hire people, and a person will be attracted to a video that shows your personality. All right, so there's our 3 tips. We help all of our students with career services in our educational boot camp called Bootcamp GIS, and we have the same mission as you. You want to get a job, we want to help you get that job that you'll love and contributes to a meaningful mission. Come check out our website.